From cases of hybrids, mutants, birth defects, to immature evolution, offsprings tend to come into this world in all forms, regardless of the living species. Today, we will explore some of the most bizarre cases of animal births that left everyone shocked.
Now to the spotless wonder. She's being called the world's rarest giraffe, born without any spots.
A zoo in Tennessee is home to a rare sight, a giraffe without spots. Unlike others of its kind, this newborn calf has completely solid colored skin, making it stand out in the animal kingdom. Experts believe it could be the only spotless reticulated giraffe alive today. The last known case was a calf born in Tokyo's Ueno Zoo in 1972. While its unique appearance fascinates many, in the wild, this lack of camouflage could make survival difficult. Despite being just a few weeks old, the calf already stands 6 feet tall. The zoo celebrates its birth, calling it a one-of-a-kind wonder that has captured global attention.
Been in contact with zoo professionals all over the country, and especially the old timers that have been around for a long time. Hey, have you seen this? What's your thoughts? And nobody's seen it.
Mutant lamb. A farmer couldn't believe his eyes when he saw what had just been born in his field, a newborn sheep, but something was seriously off. Its face didn't look normal, its eyes were set too far forward, its nose was weirdly flat, and the mouth? It had an unsettling shape, almost like human lips. The way its features came together, it didn't look like a regular sheep at all. Some experts brushed it off as a rare genetic mutation, but not everyone was convinced. Cases like these don't just happen every day, and when they do, they always left everyone baffled. Odd-looking goat. Goats are known for their crazy antics, but this one, it became famous for a completely different reason. A video from a breeding farm showed a goat that looked bizarre, a completely flat face, a huge overbite, and a forehead so big it almost didn't look real. People couldn't believe their eyes. Was it some kind of mutation? A genetic experiment? Turns out this wasn't just any goat, it was a Damascus goat, also known as the bulldog of goats. Breeders often keep the most exaggerated looking ones to pass down their traits. Some even use them for crossbreeding to create unique offspring. Human-faced monkey. A monkey became China's latest internet star, and let me tell you why. At the Tianjin Zoo, visitors couldn't believe their eyes when they spotted a black-capped capuchin with an eerily human-like face. It had a square-shaped head with 2 black tufts of hair on top. 1 second, it looked like it was mumbling to itself. The next, its face twisted in surprise, just like a person reacting to shocking news. Black-capped capuchins are usually found deep in the forests of South America, but this one went viral overnight. And with its species already classified as near threatened, it's even more special. An intelligent monkey with a human-like face. No wonder people can't stop watching. Trunkless elephant.
Oh, no way. Baby.
A shocking sight left safari workers speechless at Kruger National Park. An elephant, wandering alone, without its most important body part. It had no trunk. No one knew for sure how it happened. Some believed a predator tore it off. Others suspected a human trap, maybe a snare. Either way, the result was devastating. Elephants rely on their trunks for everything, eating, drinking, even defending themselves. Without it, survival becomes a brutal challenge. Yet somehow, this elephant was still standing and where it would definitely have to fight harder than most for its survival.
That is unreal. I've never seen anything like this.
Two-legged camel. Something unbelievable just happened in a remote corner of the Arabian desert. A camel gave birth, but this wasn't an ordinary newborn. It had only 2 legs. Locals couldn't believe their eyes. Experts were just as surprised. Was it a rare genetic mutation, or did something in the environment cause it? No one knows for sure. What's clear is that this little camel is fighting against the odds. It's getting special care, with handlers closely watching over it. Cyclops cow. A rare phenomenon occurred in a remote village in the Philippines. On May 28, 2020, a cow was born, but it didn't look like any other calf. It had only one eye and no nose. Locals were surprised. The mother cow had lived a normal life, eating grass and roaming freely. So how did this happen? No one had an answer. As the news spread, people started visiting, donations poured in, and suddenly, the farmer's luck seemed to change. Could this one-eyed calf really be bringing fortune to the family, or was it all just a coincidence? Conjoined monkey twins. In the Philippines, a rare and shocking discovery left experts scratching their heads. Locals found conjoined monkey twins. Cases like this are almost unheard of. They were fused at the torso, sharing parts of their body while having separate heads. Scientists were eager to study them, hoping to understand how such rare anomalies occur in wildlife. While conjoined twins are seen in other animals, they are extremely rare in monkeys. This case added to the limited records of such occurrences, raising new questions about genetics, environment, and survival. Two-legged cow. A shocking video has surfaced online showing a young cow walking on just its back legs. Normally moving on all fours, this calf was seen awkwardly staggering upright in a rural area, believed to be in Indonesia. Viewers were shocked, but many were also outraged, criticizing the owners for not helping the animal. Some questioned if it was born this way or had lost its front legs later. Either way, the sight was both amazing and unsettling. Despite its struggle, the calf continued moving, adapting to its unusual condition. Reptile-like buffalo. Villagers in a remote Thai village were left shocked by the birth of a bizarre creature. Despite being born from a buffalo, it had dark, scaly skin and a crocodile-shaped head. No one could explain how it developed such unusual features. The strange animal was laid out on a table as villagers gathered around, lighting candles. They claimed the buffalo had previously given birth to healthy calves, making this even more mysterious. Some believe it's a natural anomaly, while others see it as a sign. Now the villagers hope this rare creature will bring them good luck. Winged cat.
I'm Bruce Cause, and this video I'm about to show you is a video of a cat with wings.
In 2008, in the city of Tunceli, Turkey, a local man spotted an unusual cat in a parking lot. It appeared to have wings extending from its back, drawing a curious crowd. Later, a family took it in, noting its friendly nature despite its strange appearance. Similar cases have been reported in other places, including China. Experts believe these wings could be due to deformities, loose skin, or matted fur. While the truth remains unclear, the sight of a cat with wings continues to amaze people worldwide. Two-headed snake.
Oh, look, it's stretching. It's got skin.
It all started when a woman's dog started acting strange, chasing something under her front porch. When she looked closer, she couldn't believe her eyes. There, hidden in the shadows, was a two-headed rat snake. This was no ordinary find. Two-headed snakes are incredibly rare. With two brains, they can't always agree on what to do. One might smell prey, but the other will try to swallow it, and deciding which way to move when calamity strikes. That's a real problem. In the wild, survival is nearly impossible, but in captivity, they have a better chance of survival in captivity.
The one that I thought was left.
Polka dot zebra. In September 2019, something incredible was found in Kenya's Masai Mara National Reserve, a zebra foal, but not like the others. This one had no stripes. Well, not normal ones. Instead, its body was covered in polka dots. It's a rare genetic mutation that causes unusual patterns in animal stripes. This foal was the first of its kind to be spotted in the reserve, but animals that look so different are more vulnerable. Predators like lions could easily spot it, and unfortunately, most zebras with such striking markings don't survive long. Let's hope this one beats the odds and lives a long life. Flat-faced goat. Usually, finding a mutant animal isn't exactly good news for farmers, but this one, people called it a blessing. In Rajasthan, India, a bizarre-looking goat quickly became an internet sensation, and honestly, it's not hard to see why. Its face was completely flat, with strangely human-like features. The villagers of Namodia were baffled. Some even said it looked like a grumpy old man. In India, animals like this often attract huge attention. Some believe they're a sign from the gods, but experts had a different explanation. They said the goat likely had a rare condition where facial symmetry doesn't form properly. But scientific reason or not, this little goat had already become a legend. Human-like goat. Deep in the village of Felda, southern Malaysia, a farmer made a discovery that left him shaken. A newborn goat, but its face wasn't like the others. It had the features of a human baby, even its eyes looked unsettlingly familiar, but with its body covered in fur. He shared the pictures online, and soon people started calling it a fawn, the mythical fusion of goat and human. But here's the thing, what if this wasn't just a strange mutation? Some believed it was a warning, a sign from nature itself, a disturbance in the land, or maybe a reminder that ancient spirits still watch over the village. Six-legged lamb. In 2017, on a farm in Oughterard, Galway, a lamb was born that left everyone shocked. At first glance, it seemed normal, but then they noticed it. 6 legs, 2 extra limbs just behind its front shoulders. They didn't fully reach the ground, but they were there, hanging, lifeless. The lamb struggled at first, but against all odds, it survived. Some called it a rare natural phenomenon, but others weren't so sure. After all, a British farmer had already claimed to have bred 6-legged lambs on purpose. He even planned to mass produce them. So was this just a freak accident of nature, or was there something else at play? A silent alteration, a shift we never saw coming. Cyclops puppy. A tiny puppy was born in Chachoengsao, Thailand, and the whole village couldn't believe their eyes. This wasn't an ordinary pup, it had just one eye, right in the middle of its head, a real-life Cyclops, and if that wasn't strange enough, its lips were oddly big, almost like a monkey's. But instead of being scared, the villagers saw it as a sign of good luck. People gathered just to catch a glimpse. Some even compared it to a certain one-eyed yellow cartoon character. And despite its unusual appearance, the little guy seemed completely fine. It tells how perception matters. Goat-sheep hybrid. Crossbreeding between species happens naturally but is incredibly rare. In 2014, something truly unique was born at Petting Zoo in Scottsdale, Arizona, a goat-sheep hybrid often called a jeep. This remarkable creature had the face and feet of a goat but was covered in wool like a sheep. While crossbreeding between these two animals is possible, it's uncommon because goats and sheep have different numbers of chromosomes. The jeep is a rare example of nature's surprising ability to combine traits from different species, making it an extraordinary addition to the zoo and a rare spectacle for visitors. Two-faced calf. In a quiet village in Tamil Nadu, a newborn calf stunned everyone. It had one body, but 2 faces, 2 snouts, 3 eyes, but only 1 mouth and a single pair of ears. Even the local vets were baffled. No one expected it to survive. The condition, known as polycephaly, is extremely rare. Most animals born this way don't live beyond a few months as their bodies struggle to function properly. But this calf defied the odds from the moment it was born. Villagers gathered daily, watching closely, wondering if it would make it. Its fate remains unknown. Puppy's comeback. A tiny puppy was born on a farm with twisted legs, leaving it unable to walk. Its limbs were curled at unnatural angles, making even the simplest movement impossible. Left behind by its breeder, its future seemed bleak. But a rescuer refused to give up on it. Rehab was tough, daily therapy, stretching, and constant care. At first, progress was slow. Then after weeks of effort, it managed its first wobbly steps. Days later, it finally walked on its own. Now it plays and lives a healthy life. Human-faced pup. A tiny pup took the internet by storm overnight, but not because of its fluffy coat or big eyes. There was something that made people do a double take. Its owner posted a simple photo online, expecting nothing unusual, but within hours, the internet exploded. It looks so human, people commented, sharing the image everywhere. News outlets picked up the story, and soon, the world was fascinated. Its big, soulful eyes and oddly human-like expression made it stand out. Some joked it was a person trapped in a dog's body, while others compared it to celebrities. Mutant pigeon. Birdwatchers had left the internet puzzled after sharing a video of a mutant pigeon with an oversized chest and legs. The gangly bird's thin legs and feathered feet made it look almost unreal, but as it turns out, this wasn't a glitch in nature, it was an English powder pigeon. This breed, known for its towering height and puffed out chest, is the tallest among fancy pigeons, with some reaching 16 inches. Bred through centuries of selective breeding, this striking pigeon is often called the supermodel of its kind. Three-eyed kitten. A strange video of a pet quickly grabbed attention, spreading across social media. But what was special about that, you might ask? Well, at first glance it looked like an ordinary kitten, until people noticed its face. Two of its eyes appeared merged into a single socket, creating an unusual three-eyed appearance. The rare condition left people fascinated. While such anomalies are extremely rare, this tiny kitten has sparked curiosity worldwide. Whether it will survive and adapt remains unknown, but for now it continues to capture the internet's fascination. Two-faced kitten. Kittens are adorable, but when born differently, many are abandoned. That nearly happened to one tiny kitten, until someone gave it a chance. It wasn't like other kittens. It had two faces, with two noses, two mouths, and four eyes. Eating was tricky, as both mouths wanted food at once. It was smaller, weaker, survival seemed uncertain, but with care and patience it learned to play, explore, and enjoy life like any other cat. Its resilience amazed everyone, proving that challenges don't define spirit. Now it continues to inspire, embracing life one curious step at a time. Deformed jaw giraffe. A zoo visitor noticed one giraffe that looked different from the rest. Its jaw had an unusual shape, causing its tongue to hang out slightly. At first, it seemed odd, but the giraffe moved with ease, foraged like the others, and showed no signs of struggle. Zoo staff later explained that it was born with a congenital jaw deformity, but it had adapted well over time. With proper care, it continued to thrive, proving that even with differences, animals can live happy and fulfilling lives. Four-legged chick. In a small village in India, a baby chick is stealing the spotlight, not because of its feathers, but because of its legs. Yep, this little one was born with 4 legs instead of 2. Despite the extra pair dangling behind, it walks just fine, acting like any other chick. But when word got out, the whole village showed up to see it. Some even tried to buy it, but the owner won't let it go. It's become a local celebrity. Even with its unusual condition, this chick is thriving, proving that sometimes being different just makes you extra special. Four-eared kitten. In Turkey, a tiny kitten captured hearts online. This little Russian blue mix was born with 4 ears. It had a second pair of tiny ears that sat right inside the normal ones. Experts believed it was due to a recessive gene mutation, but the kitten didn't seem to mind. It was playful, and eventually found a loving home with a kind woman who adopted it. After a few photos surfaced online, the world couldn't get enough. This 4-eared feline became an internet star, and honestly, it totally deserved it. Cyclops kitten. When a tiny Bengal kitten was born at a veterinary clinic, everyone expected a normal delivery, but the second kitten in the litter left everyone speechless. It had only one eye, right in the center of its face. It wasn't the only thing that surprised them. It had no nose. Even the owner was puzzled to see this little kitten, wondering how it turned like this. Sadly, it didn't survive for long, but its story spread across the internet. Though its life was brief, its unique appearance left a lasting impression, reminding everyone just how strange and unpredictable nature can be. Two-legged piglet. Out in the quiet countryside, a tiny piglet entered the world a little differently. While its siblings ran on all 4s, it had only 2 legs to rely on, but that never stopped it. Its caretakers believed there just wasn't enough space for it to grow properly. Still, it refused to fall behind. With surprising strength, it balanced on its front legs, wobbling but determined to move like the rest. Seeing it struggle, its caretaker stepped in. They measured it for a tiny wheelchair, hoping to give it the freedom to run. Until then, it stayed on a cozy farms. Hybrid puppies. In a small town in Iraq, an unusual discovery had everyone talking. 2 young puppies were found with strange sack-like formations hanging beneath their jaws, but these weren't normal dewlaps like in Mastiff breeds. This was something else. The fleshy masses were round and detached from the chest, making people wonder what caused them. Was it a rare genetic trait, an infection, or maybe a hybrid? Experts believed the sacs might be filled with some fluid, possibly from an infection. A tumor seemed unlikely at such a young age, but only medical tests could reveal the truth. Zorse hybrid. A visitor at a German zoo was startled by an unusual animal. It had stripes like a zebra, but not all over. Some parts were plain. It even resembled a horse, but not entirely. What was it? Turns out this was a Zorse, a rare hybrid between a zebra and a horse. This unique mix inherits the build of a horse and the bold stripes of a zebra, creating a striking appearance. While Zorses are rare in the wild, they have been bred in captivity, blending the best of both worlds in one fascinating creature. Two-headed tortoise. Ever wondered how conjoined creatures manage their struggles or personality clashes, especially when they share one body but have different brains? Well, there's a fascinating example at the National History Museum. In 1997, they received a two-headed tortoise, and it's still alive today, drawing crowds of curious visitors. In the wild, such a creature wouldn't normally survive this long, mainly because it can't retract its heads into its shell for protection from predators. One head controls the right side of the body, while the other controls the left. With 2 distinct personalities, it sometimes faces mood swings and preferences that clash, creating an unusual dynamic. Horse triumph. Horses are known for their intelligence, but what if one of them couldn't see? A horse was diagnosed with a disease and went completely blind by the age of 13. Sounds tough, right? Most would think that would be the end, but it wasn't ready to give up. With the patient guidance of his owner, it started taking small steps. And guess what? It went on to break 3 Guinness World Records. The highest free jump, most flying changes in 1 minute, and the fastest time weaving through 5 poles. This horse proved that with love, trust, and determination, nothing can hold you back. Crocodile twins. At Samud Prakan Crocodile Farm, something unbelievable happened. Every day, over 200 baby crocodiles are born, but this time, it was different. They found Siamese twin crocs joined at the tail, connected at the hips. At first, the staff couldn't believe it. These crocs had separate organs, but they shared the same movements. It was a rare, astonishing sight, but there was one issue. When one woke up, the other wanted to sleep. The team joked about it, but could this be a bigger challenge than anyone realized? Would they ever sync up, or would one croc keep hogging all the space? Giant steer. In Australia, there's a steer that's impossible to ignore. His name is Knickers, and he's massive. At 76 inches tall and weighing over 3,000 pounds, Knickers is the tallest bovine in the country. He's a Holstein Friesian steer, but much larger than any you've seen. People might assume that a steer like him would fetch a high price at the slaughterhouse. But Knickers will never meet that fate because it's too valuable, almost the same size as Bellino, the world's largest steer in 2010. And the reason for his enormous size is likely a condition where the body produces too much growth hormone. Curved spine kitten. What seemed like a minor issue turned into something much bigger. A kitten with a severely curved spine was found in a litter with some small concerns. At first, the vets didn't think it would be very mobile because of its condition. But to everyone's surprise, 4 years later, it is thriving. It might not be the best at jumping, but it can run, waddle, play, and demand attention just like any other cat. Despite its challenges, it's living a full, active life, proving that its condition won't hold it back. Glowing rabbits. Scientists are pushing boundaries with their experiments, and this one takes things to a whole new level. At the University of Istanbul, 2 rabbits were born with a surprising twist. While their 6 siblings appear normal under regular light, these 2 glow green in the dark. How did this happen, you might ask? Well, during their early stages, all 8 rabbits were injected with a fluorescent protein from jellyfish DNA. After being placed back into the mother, 2 of them inherited this glowing trait. Researchers believe this could lead to new, more efficient ways of producing medicines for humans. Imagine the possibilities. Odd piglet. In a rural area of southwest China, a piglet was born with an extraordinary condition that quickly captured the attention of locals and went viral online. This little one has not one, but 2 snouts and 3 eyes, with the third eye sitting in the center of its forehead. Such a rare occurrence is known as polycephaly, where animals are born with multiple heads or head-like structures. It's believed that genetic mutations during early development cause these abnormalities. While fascinating, experts caution that animals with polycephaly face serious health challenges due to their unique anatomy, and survival is often difficult. Tapir calf. Back in 2012, Tel Aviv Zoo welcomed a rare and exciting arrival, the first ever male tapir calf born at the zoo. Weighing only 11 pounds, this spotted little one quickly became a curious explorer, venturing through his exhibit with enthusiasm. Tapirs are known for their unusual appearance and flexible snouts, making them stand out among other animals. The birth of this calf was a significant milestone for the zoo, emphasizing the importance of conserving such a special species. His unique coat and playful nature serve as a reminder to visitors about the beauty of tapirs and the need to protect them for future generations. Noseless dog. While walking through the woods one day, a guy stumbled upon a dog that seemed lost. At first, he thought it might be in trouble, especially since there was something stuck in its mouth, but what really stood out was its face. It didn't have a nose. He was about to help, but before he could, the dog ran off into the trees. The guy was left wondering, had the dog been abandoned because of its deformity? Poor animal. Pink elephant calf. Human actions have put many animals at risk, but sometimes nature surprises us with rare creatures. A safari operator in South Africa recently witnessed a pink elephant calf playing in a water hole. And no, this wasn't a scene from a Disney movie. It was an albino African elephant, a rare elephant, and was seen bathing in the Oliphants River in Kruger National Park. Albino elephants have pink eyes, which are sensitive to sunlight, and they often struggle with poor eyesight. Despite its unusual color, the baby elephant blended in with the herd, though it did receive special attention from humans who were amazed at its rarity. Two-nosed collie. In Fresno, California, a shelter came across a border collie mix wandering on a rural road. Initially, they assumed it was a lost pet or stray, but once they took it in, they realized something unusual. It had 2 noses. Despite this oddity, the dog is full of life, enjoying games of catch and cozy couch snuggles. What's even more surprising is that it's completely healthy and thriving. Not every animal with such a condition survives, but this little one is proving that sometimes, against all odds, they can live a happy, healthy life. Three-headed frog. One weekday afternoon, children at a nursery in England made a strange discovery. They thought they were seeing 3 frogs climbing on top of each other, but as it turned out, they were wrong. This was no ordinary frog, it was Froggy, a 3-headed, 6-legged mutant frog. Found in March 2004 at a resort in North Somerset, England, the unusual creature caught everyone's attention. Some believe its deformity could be linked to genetic defects or pollution, though no one is entirely sure. Whatever the cause, it doesn't sound like great news for the environment. Zebra-donkey hybrid. Zebras aren't the only animals with stripes. A visitor was surprised when he saw an animal with brownish skin but zebra-like stripes. He noticed a nearby donkey and assumed it might be the animal's mother, but how could that be? After asking around, he learned it was a zonkey, a rare hybrid between a zebra and a donkey. A zonkey has the sturdy body of a donkey but the distinctive striped legs of a zebra. While they can live in the wild, zonkies are quite rare. Most of them are found in zoos around the world. Beefalo.
There's Abigail.
A video surfaced online, seemingly from a farm, showing a group of buffaloes. But among them, one calf caught everyone's attention. It looked like a baby cow with some buffalo-like features. This unique creature is known as a beefalo, a hybrid between a cow and a buffalo. Beefalos are a mix of bison and domestic cattle, often praised for their hardiness and meat quality. The calf's unusual appearance is likely the result of crossbreeding, combining traits from both the buffalo and the cow, creating a truly one-of-a-kind hybrid.
There's Abigail.
Strange piglet. In a village in Guizhou province, a farmer witnessed something that left her speechless. Among a litter of 15 piglets, one was different, very different. It wasn't just its size that made it stand out. Its face looked more like a monkey than a piglet. 2 hollow nostrils, bulging eyes that didn't match. Unlike its siblings, it couldn't even feed on its own, so the farmer had no choice but to bottle feed it herself. When pictures of the piglet reached the internet, people were horrified. Some blamed pollution, others thought genetically modified food was the cause, but no one really knows the truth. Open discussion. In a strange and surprising event in Assam, India, a goat gave birth to a stillborn baby that had an unsettling human-like features. The baby goat had eyes, a nose, and a mouth that closely resembled a human's, when it actually was unmistakably an offspring of the goat. It was also born upper limbs that had a resemblance much closer to that of a human than its kind. As word spread, curious villagers gathered to catch a glimpse of the bizarre creature, leaving many in shock at the unusual resemblance to a human.